Violence is decreasing in Gaza, but to have peace in Palestine, there needs to be peace across all of the areas. Violence and military operations have increased in the West Bank. Food prices have tripled, which is extremely destabilising. 1,000 Palestinians have been injured in settler attacks in the last year, compared to 500 the year before. What are you doing currently to condemn the creation of the new and the expansion of the existing settlements, to ban trade with settlements, and what are the practical barriers that you're coming across for the ban, and will you be carrying out further sanctions on violent settlers?
And also, I have to say, it was part of our report that we said that there should be a ban on settlement goods being imported into the UK, and the Foreign Office have not so far accepted that.
What are those blockers that's stopping that?
Yeah. So just in terms of the settler violence, the increase in settler violence we've seen is extremely disturbing, and it continues alongside the expansion in settlements that we have also strongly condemned. We've been working internationally, not just directly, to increase pressure on that. So I put out a statement jointly with the French, German and Italian foreign ministers condemning both the scale of violence and the expansion of settlements just a couple of weeks ago, because we're so deeply concerned about the escalation of violence. And I think the number of settler violent attacks during the olive harvest in October alone, I think there were 250 recorded attacks. It's the highest it has ever been. It is shocking and appalling in itself to have that level of settler violence, but it's also, I think, part of the broader issue about the future of Palestine. And that whilst everybody rightly is focusing on establishing the peace in Gaza, we can't lose sight of what is happening in the West Bank, and these need to be linked. It's why the establishment of the Palestinian Committee needs to also be linked into the Palestinian Authority, and we need to have that track to the two-state solution that we have obviously always championed and was part of our recognition of the state of Palestine, which is obviously the historic decision that we took and announced earlier in the autumn. So we are continuing to press those issues. And I think my hope would be that once the next phase around Gaza with the Board of Peace and the Palestinian Committee is established, that would also become an opportunity to link that more clearly with the issues around the West Bank and the reforms to the Palestinian Authority that we're also proposing. You also raised the issue, I think, around trade things. As you know, we have already said that the settlements do not benefit from the preferential trade tariffs and encourage the labelling of settlement goods. You're right that we haven't followed the approach that the Select Committee has taken, and that's not least the complexity of this, and we don't think that this is the right approach going forward. I would also say I think
it's not the right approach, or because it's too complex.
I think there's a combination of the two, but I recognise the point that the committee has made. So we have set out a whole series of things, and we've pulled back from, obviously you will know, the free trade agreement. I think what we want to see with all of this is to be part of now a positive process going forward. Now that we have the momentum around so many different countries alongside the UK joining in the recognition of the state of Palestine, we have a set of commitments not just around Gaza but also linking to the West Bank around in the discussions about the reforms and the peace process going forward. What's really important now is to bind everybody into a positive process going forward. This is deeply fragile, but we need that forward momentum, and we need to bring the West Bank into that forward process.